thank you for that gracious introduction as well. And I have gained something of a reputation for being willing to answer questions on any subject from anyone. And the other day, earlier this week, I was on The View. It's okay, it was fun. It was fun. And I'm a big fan of Whoopi Goldberg's movies, maybe not her politics, but her movies for sure, which I told her. But in any event, early on in that interview, I was asked some version of, why are you a Republican? And so I answered it this way. Because I know no one of us is any better than any other one of us. Because I know that every one of us has God-given gifts. Because I know that all of us want to live lives of dignity and purpose and meaning. And I know our values and our principles and our policies work best to lift everyone up. It kind of stunned them, actually, that answer. But isn't that in fact what we believe? Isn't that in fact what we believe? And I know that 2016 is going to be a fight about many things. But 2016, among other things, is going to be a fight about what we believe and why our values, our principles, and our policies work better to unlock the potential of every single American. When I was a little girl of 8 years old, my mother said to me one Sunday morning, "What you are is your gift to God. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. What you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God." What you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. And those words landed in my young life, probably because I didn't feel very gifted as a young girl or even as a young woman. Those words seemed like a promise to me that I had God-given gifts. They seemed like a challenge that I needed to find and use them. I would start my business career, as you heard, as a secretary in a 9-person real estate firm and go on to become the CEO of the largest technology company in the world and now run for the presidency of the United States. And I know, having lived and traveled and worked, done business, done charity, done policy work all over this world, that it is only in the United States that my life and my story is possible. And that is because I think our founders knew what my mother taught me. Our founders knew that everyone has God-given gifts, that everybody has potential. And so they founded a nation not so very far from here, on the belief, the visionary idea, actually, that here in this nation, everyone has the right to fulfill their potential, to find and use their God-given gifts. It is what they meant when they said the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they said that right to find and use your God-given gifts to fulfill your potential, that right comes from God and should not be taken away by man or government. And so this nation became a place where more things have been more possible for more people from more places than anywhere else on the face of the earth. Not a perfect nation, no, but a nation where, nevertheless, more people have had the opportunity to use their God-given gifts. As I've traveled around this country, I sense a deep sense of disquiet. I am running for the presidency because I think we are at a pivotal point in our nation's history. And I sense deep disquiet on behalf of many Americans of all different kinds. Disquiet that perhaps we are losing something and that maybe we are missing something. I think what people think we're losing is something a man in New Hampshire said to me last summer. I had given a speech at the Rotary Club in New Hampshire, and a man came up to me after that speech and he said, "You know, we're not a country that believes we're filled with limitless possibility anymore." And I thought to myself, you know, that's right. We don't think we are a nation of limitless possibility anymore. We used to know that if something were worth doing, we would do it. If something were hard to do, even better, we'd figure out how to do it. We trusted that our own lives were filled with possibilities, and we knew that our children and our grandchildren's lives were filled with even greater possibilities, and yet we do not believe that anymore. And when we lose the sense of limitless possibility that has always defined this nation, we lose the core of who we are. And people's disquiet that we're losing this sense of possibility is not unfounded, unfortunately. I have done a lot of charitable work in this country and around the world, and I will tell you that I have seen too many people's lives tangled up in webs of dependence in this nation. Instead of reaching out and saying to each and every citizen, you have God-given gifts, we will give you a helping hand, we will take a chance on you. Instead of saying that, we wrap their lives up in webs of dependence, and those helping hands become not that. It becomes a set of programs that cause people to say, I can do better if I just lay back instead of moving forward with my life. We have come to a place where we are now destroying more businesses than we are creating for the first time in U.S. history. And you know what? It's not the big businesses that are getting destroyed. Big business is doing just fine because big business can handle all this big government. But you know, the kind of business that I started out in, a 9-person real estate firm, they can't handle it. My husband, who is from Pennsylvania, started his career, I met him at AT&T 34 years ago. Ultimately, he rose to become an executive at AT&T, but he started out as a tow truck driver in a family-owned auto body shop in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Most Americans get their start the way we did. They get their start in family-owned businesses, community-based businesses, small businesses, new businesses. So when we are destroying those kinds of businesses throughout this nation, and we are crushing opportunity for too many people. Because those small and new and family-owned businesses create 2/3 of the new jobs in this country and employ half the people. And of course, people also look to Washington, D.C., and what do they see? They see a vast, bloated, complicated, powerful, costly, inept, corrupt bureaucracy. And those may be tough words, but honestly, those are factual words. Think about it. Every single government agency has gotten bigger for over 40 years under Republicans and Democrats alike. We can talk a lot about reducing spending, but have we ever done it? No. We can talk a lot about securing the border, but has it been done? No. We can talk a lot about reforming the legal immigration system, but have we done it in 25 years? No. We can talk a lot about reforming the tax code, but have we done it yet? No. We can talk a lot about the shame, the stain on our nation's honor that is the Veterans Administration, but have we fixed it in decades? No. Which brings me to the difference between management and leadership. You know what managers are? Managers are people who do the best they can within the existing status quo. Managers do the best they can within the system. That is not what leaders do. Leaders challenge the system. Leaders challenge the status quo. Leaders do not accept what is broken just because it has been that way for way too long. 82% of the American people, in a recent Fox News poll, 82% of the American people said they believe we now have a professional political class that is more concerned about the preservation of its power, its title, and its position than on solving problems and doing the people's work. People think we are losing the sense of limitless possibility that has always defined this nation. And the truth is, the potential of the people of this nation is being crushed by the weight of the government of this nation. And what people know is missing is leadership. The kind of leadership that understands its job is to challenge the status quo, and that its highest calling is to unlock potential in others. You know, when I led Hewlett-Packard, I led Hewlett-Packard through a very difficult time. The dot-com bust, post 9/11, the worst technology recession in 25 years. You may remember that it's only been in the last couple months that the NASDAQ, the technology-heavy stock index, that the NASDAQ has finally, after 15 years, regained its highs of the dot-com boom period. And despite those very difficult times, I took, with the help of the fine people of Hewlett-Packard and our customers and our suppliers and our investors as well, we took that company from about $44 billion to almost $90 billion. We quintupled its growth rate. We quadrupled its cash flow. We tripled the rate of innovation to 11 patents a day. We went from lagging behind in every product category and every market segment to leading in every product category and every market segment. At the end of my 6 years there, I got fired in a boardroom brawl that played out over 2 weeks, which is a reminder